Welcome back to another video, guys. So today what we're going to be talking about is releases. So everyone shoots a different release. So in archery there's millions of choices, no matter if you're choosing stabilizers, you're choosing releases, you're even choosing your bow or sight. But today we're talking about releases. I'm going to show you a couple of releases that I like to shoot depending on what I'm doing. So the biggest release that I think that a lot of people should start shooting would be either a back tension or a hinge. I've been shooting this for a while now, had this about 4 or 5 years. It's a nice release by Scott. You can actually change the moon phases on here to make it have a click or make the click lighter. This will teach you to push and pull through your shot till it breaks. And then once you master this release, the next release I think that's very popular for a lot of people, and they say it's the most accurate, would be a thumb button, because it kind of does the same thing as the push and pull if you execute your shot the right way. So I'll get a piece of string here. So how that teaches you to push and pull, this is kind of the same way, except you're going to do a closed loop, which you'll see a lot now with Joel Turner. If you watch his YouTube videos, I highly recommend, if you have any type of target panic or anything like that, that you check out his channel as well. Even check out his son, Bodie Turner, or the elk shape guys. They actually take him on most of their elk shape camps. So what they practice is closed loop. So what that means is skin to skin, you're wrapping your finger around that trigger, and then you are just pulling till the shot breaks. Now once you master, I believe these, and this is just in my opinion, these two releases for hunting, I mean, you can use this for hunting. This is a very good hunting release. But if you wanted something that was on your person at all times, and you have to dig through your pockets or go through your pack, this is the release I really wanted to talk about today. And I just got this. I did a pre-order actually 2 months ago to get this release. It's called the Scott S2. It is a dual sear release, whether you can change the travel, which is this screw right here. You can change the trigger, which I have another trigger right here. You can do more of a swept back trigger, so you can wrap your finger around and do a closed loop. Or you can do a more forward trigger. Show you like that. Make sure I'm in the camera frame. There we go. Alrighty. Or you can also change with these two screws right here. And in the SS manual from Scott, they will show you the exact Allen key you will need. So you can obviously keep these Allen keys with you, in your boat case wherever you go, or you can just modify it, at your shop like I have here, and then just keep it the same. So what's really nice about this release, like I was saying with closed loop, because I suffered from target panic for quite a while. I'm pretty sure everyone suffered from it at one point in time, and if you say you don't, I kind of think you're lying, because you can just watch people shoot their releases where it's this type of release, a wrist strap, a thumb button, or a hinge. So the reason why I bought this release, one, it's dual sear, so it'll feel the same no matter how much poundage you're pulling back. It's going to have that same feel, and I like that it has the engage button. So you actually, to engage this release, just like your thumb button, it is the same setup, internals, with this release. So what I'm going to show you with this release is how to shoot a closed loop and why I chose the Scott SS for 2023. And I think you should obviously do the same. So obviously it goes on like a normal wrist strap. And you want to have it just that you have a little bit of wiggle, because you're going to want that, because when you actually wrap and do a closed loop around your release, I don't know if you can see that, I'm actually taking my index and my thumb and I'm going like this, and I'm going to use that to pull through. You hear the release go off just like that. I'm not going to punch the trigger like this. I'm not going to wrap it all the way around and then jerk it at the last second. So I'll show you exactly how you should engage a release and why you should actually do that, especially on your long shots. You probably won't see this at 20 and 30 yards, but if you're a guy that shoots, I'm going to say 40 and over, you're going to realize so. And it's also easy to train yourself by watching yourself. So if you take your index finger, wrap around, touch your thumb to your index finger, and just pull. And the shot breaks. So you want to practice that. And you can do this inside, you can do this at work, you can do it pretty much anywhere. If you have a couple minutes, just take your release, no matter what release you're using, do a closed loop method and just try it and just pull. I didn't know that was going to go off, and that's the purpose of all this. You don't want your release to go. You don't want to know that your release is going off. You want to train yourself to be surprised every shot. And if you can do that, I guarantee your groups at, I don't care if it's 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, you're going to see them shrink because you're going to be more precision than your release or your equipment. The bow, the release, and everything is engineered. There is no flaws in your bow or your release. Whether you have a tuning issue, that's something else. But if your bow is tuned, your arrows are tuned for your bow, your release is set for you, and it's comfortable, you are the only factor. The bow is not the factor. So I know a lot of people, and I was a person that did this all the time. If I lost faith in my equipment, I got rid of it because I always had that in the back of my mind when I was shooting my bow. So what you want to do is be confident in your equipment, but you need to practice the perfect shot because everything in archery is perfect but you.